Red Cross coordinator for this whole area, and Kellie Massouras. They're here today representing the Emergency Management and Planning Committee. So they're going to talk to you about things of interest and things to do with safety, etc., etc. Without further ado, I'll put it over to you to the ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe, for that kind introduction. Believe it or not, I joined Whittlesea U3A in 2008. I'm number 38 in 2008. But this is my first morning tea. So I declare my hand. I'm more a hands-on person than a social person in the element. Today, we've got 2 messages and a conversation. So I need this mix. And Joe said I'm representing Red Cross, but also the local emergency management committee for the city of Whittlesea, and likewise Kellie.
Hello.
I also sit on the Banyule Emergency Management Planning Committee, Darabin Emergency Management Planning Committee, and Epping Emergency Management Planning Committee. So my life is full of meetings.
He doesn't turn up to all of those either.
So I've got 2 messages, okay, and then we'll have a conversation. But I enjoy audience participation. So please, if you've got a question, raise your hand. Kellie will answer it for you. But my first message is, who has been trained in first aid? Okay, not too many. Who has a first aid kit at home? Oh, perhaps 50%. The other 50%, why not? On the table is a household first aid kit. Look at it, take notes and whatever, but don't please pinch it. Likewise, the personal first aid kit. Okay, have a look at it. There's a table of contents. They're readily available from your local pharmacy. Okay? Very importantly in first aid is cleanliness. Okay? Every house, every first aid kit should have hand sanitizer. And you don't touch another person without sanitising your hands. This first aid kit here is the one that belongs in Bay Road, and you'll find everything bar pain medication. Pain medication should not be in a public first aid kit. So bring your own. Okay? BYO. My second message is about CPR. Who knows CPR? Okay, we've been lucky 20%. If not, why not? What is CPR? Any guess? Kellie, what's CPR? Come on.
The difference between life and death.
Oh, that's good. But CPR, the
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
oh, that's very good. Very good, very good. Okay. And when you would use CPR? Anybody? Carol, you've been giving me the ears all morning. Oh, you mouthed it now. We'll get to that later. I used to play table tennis with her. She's a shocker. Okay. Now, some stats. In Australia last year, there were 33,000 sudden cardiac arrests. Okay? Survival rate was 100%. Lower. 3%. Higher. 5%. 5%. That percentage could have been increased if people knew CPR and also had access to one of those. Kellie, what's that? Please.
Is your green box that you have on the desk the defibrillator?
Yeah. So when would you use CPR and e-defibrillator? When someone's unconscious? Not breathing or not breathing normally? What about even kick them and there's something happens? They're unresponsive. So you could use it in that environment as well. So when it comes to CPR, you need to be fit and healthy because does anybody know what the rhythm of CPR is? 30 compressions, 2 breaths. Over a minute, 100 compressions, it's 6 to 8 breaths. That means a lot of physical activity.
A lady over there mentioned Baba Black Sheep. Is that the same?
Well, I go to the Bee Gees. That's more my thing. And the Bee Gees song, Staying Alive.
It also explains your safari suit there.
Oh, who got to hear about this? So, and how do you do, we talk about compressions, what's meant by those? And, okay, it's pushing hard. And don't be afraid to break a rib or two, okay? The victim will love you for that. So, most public offices and committee centres and the like, sporting clubs, do have an AED. Okay? So when you go to a public place, just look around for that sign. Okay? If your mate or your wife or a friend or a stranger happens to fall victim to a sudden cardiac arrest or the like, don't be afraid to make the thing and pull in this. It will step you through everything you want to do. Okay? It even goes so far to provide you with a shaver. So if you get a hairy wound, you can, sorry about that. Hairy man, you can do what's necessary.
Why would you need to shave the genital area?
Oh, well. Let's lift the subject above the waist. But it does give you everything. And again, there's a, I could pull it out and demonstrate it, but really, you really need a model to demonstrate it. And I don't want a live model like Carol. So defib, it analyses your heart, the rhythm, and will automatically detect whether a victim requires a shock to re-establish their normal heart rhythm. To have a defib on hand is like having an insurance policy. The best thing you can have without using it. There's 2 units in May Road, if you like, one day get somebody in the office just to get them out and have a look, become familiar with them. And if you're required to have a go, please have a go. Now we'll talk about emergency management in the city of Whittlesea. Kellie, what do you do there?
Thanks for asking, Michael. The City of Whittlesea is responsible for community resilience before and after emergency events. So what we do is we come out to meetings like this, explain how you can be better prepared before any event. City of Whittlesea has quite a few risks in this area. Do you know what they are, Michael?
Oh, I could guess, but I would like the people in the audience to identify some risks within the City of Whittlesea.
What would you say the biggest one was?
Grass fire? Which fire? Which fire? Grass fire?
Was fire grass fire?
Yep.
Okay.
Traffic, very good, yes. And increasing every year, especially with the new vegetable and fruit place coming through. An extra 6,000 trucks on the road per day once that's up and happening.
What about the built-up area of Thomastown and Layla and the cohort of residences in that area? What would they be subject to, perhaps?
Health.
Okay, yeah, health. How about heat wave? Okay.
Prior to the 2009 fires, 373 people died in that area in the week before due to heat wave issues.
Okay. The stats for this year, from the financial year to date, not financial year, the calendar year to date, until last week when I was at a meeting in Darwin, there's only been 150 heat wave deaths reported in the metro area compared to what Kellie said. Okay? But heat wave is a silent killer. Okay? And that's where communities like you represent can play a leading role, making sure you know your neighbours and the like.
Okay. What's another big one?
Oh, another big one. What about all those whirly birds, all the big aircraft that fly over? So in the emergency management plan for the city of Whittlesea, there is a concern about the, what do you call it? The flight path.
That's right.
Okay. So what would happen if a big Boeing 707 landed in Joe's backyard?
Joe would be in full of fire.
And that's really good, Joe. That means one of the things we encourage people to do is plan. So
That's excellent, Michael. That brings me to the next thing. What we really like to do at council is encourage everybody to have their own emergency plan. Doesn't matter what event it will be. And we actually follow through doing these planning activities with the Red Cross. Would you like to hold up your book there, Michael?
well, we can cover everyone in planning. We can cover the normal household, okay?
Children and young people?
And we can cover seniors.
And even ones for people with English as a second language. We try and make it as simple as possible. Red Cross have the best planning process. That's why City of Whittlesea told everyone to use that one.
Thank you. The other thing that Whittlesea is responsible for, together with partners like the Red Cross and the Victorian Council of Churches, is to man relief centres. That's where, in a stage of emergency, when people have to evacuate their houses and seek shelters elsewhere apart from home. This morning I got a phone call. The City of Melbourne has set up a relief centre because of a cafe fire in the Victorian Market area. We and the Red Cross are now looking after 90-odd evacuees from the apartments above. So what do you do in a relief centre, Kellie?
Okay, so say for example, the fire that Michael was just talking about. We suddenly have 90 people who can't go back to their homes. They may have their pets with them. We have a responsibility to make sure that they're safe and secure and will be receiving all the information that they need to do. So City of Whittlesea, you're sitting in one actually. This is one of our identified relief centres, or what we call an ERC. What we have here in this area would be the information area, the kitchens and the food area would be over there. The section over the back would be sleeping areas. At the front here we would have all our animal management. So in the past when we've opened relief centres, we've had horses, we've had snakes, we've had rabbits and everything like that. So we get it all. We have lots of partners come through. Red Cross would be here giving you all the information you need to know, registering you on the 3 R's.
Come on, 3 R's. Register, find, reunite.
Right. Thank you.
So one of the things that Red Cross does across Australia is acting on behalf of the control agencies, in this case VicPol, Victorian Police, of being able to take the details of each and every person that comes into a relief centre, plus the ability for people to register online, so we can track their whereabouts. I was involved with the Latrobe Street apartment fires just before Christmas. We had 600 students from all international students. Okay, some of them have gone up to Queensland for Schoolies Week. Some of them stayed, but they all couldn't return home. Some of them were due to fly out on the Thursday, and the fire occurred on the Monday. So Red Cross, because of our registration process, was able to register them and then put that detail online, and their friends, foes, consuls, generals and whatever were able to contact us to find out the whereabouts, etc. of those affected people. So it was brilliant, and that process continued through into January when the Red Cross did outreach calls to affected people just to check how they would travel for a start.
As I mentioned, we've got quite a few relief centres in the region, so depending on where the event would be, if there was a fire blast right in North Epping, this might be the most appropriate place to send everybody. If not, we try and meet it where enough people can get to safely. So it won't always be this centre, but how you can find out where it will be is your local radio, the emergency system. Kenny Valley FM are one of our partners.
Yep.
Television, of course, will always let you know.
And social media, is really growing.
Put it on your Facebook site for us, we can do that. Yeah.
So after we have the incident, what process goes on then? And it's a process called recovery. And again, we've got some booklets here that are particular to the different cohorts that need to be addressed in the recovery. Okay, you've got the adult book, coping with the major crisis. You've got one for kids. The effect on children is still evident post-Black Saturday. Advice to families and carers regarding kids, what to look for, whatever. And a new thing is we found after Black Saturday there was a deficiency in being able to help teenagers and the like. So you've got to address the medium that teenagers can access. An MP3 player produced by Triple J, teenage music with teenage messaging.
Unfortunately, the recovery phase is the longest and the most difficult phase of recovering after any event. It could last anywhere from 6 months through to 5, 10 years. So that's where we start to bring in community members, probably a little bit earlier, but definitely during the recovery phase, we like to contact as many community members as possible to then help them be part of that recovery process.
The best recovery is community-led recovery, aided by the agencies, and nothing worse than again going back to Black Saturday. Affected people, particularly on their properties, had visits from the Red Cross, from Council, from the RSPCA, from Deputy, from the Soldos, from everywhere. Even Billy Grayman. Billy Grayman sent people over to with his chaplaincy. Okay? What we now try to do is a one-stop shop for all. So our registration process or form can then be given to the Department of Human Services, to Centrelink, to Council or whatever. So we don't have to repeat that information giving all the time.
Very good point.
Very good point. Thank you. Oh. Praise from the senior service. Kellie's got a background in the Navy. My background is Army, but the Navy is a senior service. So I pay homage to that. In recognition of it. One of the best things that Red Cross do for kids and adults is a trauma teddy. I know all the mums would recognise if their kid is upset and whatever, to have their favourite toy or a new toy clutching to them is such a relief and such comfort and brings warmth and the like. I've got 4 of these to give away. Carol, you're not getting one.
And because the city of Whittlesea is so much more better than Red Cross, we're giving away 3 of their radios.
No, but they're Red Cross radios.
You sold it to us.
So, are there any questions from the audience, please?
Are they hand knitted, Michael, or
All hand knitted, all one-offs.
is there a pattern that someone could get to make those if they wanted to?
There's a 1-800 number. I don't know where that will lead you, but it's there. But I mean,
We'll find out and get
we'll
back
find
to
out.
Joe on that.
They're made by volunteers, and I've never seen one same. They're all different.
Yeah. You just make them scraps of wool.
Scraps of all. Yeah.
Well, another question. Could U3A have a course that we could learn to do first aid?
First aid providers.
We find a tutor. We've got a guy on our committee, but
Yeah, what about Michael?
It's, when you train for first aid, I can do it, but it doesn't give you accreditation, okay? Because there's a liability associated with the training.
And perhaps you could do an awareness course rather than a
We
training
and
course.
council, I think, last year or the year before, did an awareness course for seniors, and that was done by the Red Cross, but it didn't give the participants accreditation.
As long as we sort of know what to do.
Okay. Well, there's something that the committee can take up with the city of Whittlesea to do that awareness one again.
Perhaps you could look into an accredited course as well.
Yeah. But there's a lot of first aid providers, and they charge like wounded bulls. And one of the other things that there's a requirement that you've got to do refreshers. So once you're on that treadmill, that's right. You're on it for one of the fence if you want to keep your accreditation up. Any other questions? Yes.
Is the defibrillator plugged into electricity or is it battery?
No, it's a standalone. Okay, it's standalone. And please come across and look at all the instructions. You turn it on, and it will just lead you through the process.
I was wondering about the golf course.
The golf course, yeah. Well,
They're a long way away. You've got to get that out of them.
well, if you really think you're going to have a heart attack, take one with you. The BYO. I mean,
Is there one in this building?
Council are about to implement 2 in this building, as well as a lot of other assemblies around this one.
Now, before we close, can I ask if a couple of committee members would like to see me after, and I'll go through you how I've replenished the first aid kit for May Road and what's in there, because it's fairly unlikely if an event happens or an incident happens that I'll be on hand, but it would be good if the ladies or the gents know what's in it and how to use it. Okay. And we're going to hang around. Please, I've got quantities of this coping book. Please take those. The other thing I should mention before closing, Joe, sorry. In peacetime, one of the things that Red Cross does is peacetime and wartime in emergency management. Wartime, there's a large incident rate. Peacetime is when things are slow. However, there's things like flooding, house fires and the like. Red Cross, together with the Department of Human Services and also local government, can step into that void if people lose their house, and we can provide accommodation for a couple of nights. We can go shopping with them to Kmart or to Target and the like, and that's called Single Incident Emergency Assessment, which is a program run by Red Cross. So that leaflet is also available to you. But please don't take the other ones. Take that one and that one.